morning everybody, welcome to a new week. Today is Monday the 10th of January 2022. Oh, a bit of an itch, a little bit of a scratch there. Okay, and yes, welcome to the week. So we've got the moon today. It's starting off in Aries, where it's going to form a square to Pluto. So continuing to activate the stellium of planets in Capricorn. So more raw emotions and secrets or power dynamics could come to light. And then the moon is going to transition into Taurus. So it's grounding those energies. It could be the raw emotions or the secrets that come up. Could be about values and money, love. And the key is to sort of connect into nature, especially because retrograde Venus rules Taurus, so connecting and grounding into the earth. Just as the moon enters Taurus, it's going to make a sextile to Jupiter, the planet of good fortune and hope and freedom and justice and expansion. Jupiter is at home in Pisces, and it's just, I just always see Jupiter just swimming through Pisces. And the image I was getting when I was writing these notes was of plants underwater, you know, where they're rooted in their stability and in the earth, but swaying with the currents. And if you're deeply rooted, then you're secure in these currents, especially around sort of what comes up with these Plutonian energies and this moon square Pluto. The other thing that's happening today is that Mercury is going to form a sextile to Chiron. So it's really time to tune in and listen to our feelings and our needs and our desires. And that happens just before the moon squares Pluto. So it may be that tuning in, that listening, see what comes up, what emotions, and then sort of grounding ourselves down while swimming sort of in spirit, in the collective unconscious. So being connected between Gaia, the divine feminine, and Source, the divine masculine, and connected to the collective unconscious while rooted on the earth, and just sort of, you know, turning inwards and seeing sort of what we're feeling, what needs we have, what desires. This is part of the bigger pattern of the ongoing retrogrades, and the area for exploration before sort of we're able to move forward, which I don't think is going to happen before the beginning of February because of all the retrograde energies and things like that. I think we're still very much sort of reviewing and examining and reevaluating our life and our energies from the perspective of Venus energies within us, and with Mercury going retrograde on Friday, also the Mercurian energies within us. So personal planets. So there's going to be a lot going on. So just sort of securely ground ourselves and just swim in the subconscious. So let's have a look and see what energies we have coming up for today. I'm going to use the Gaia deck, especially as we do have the moon moving into Taurus. Let's connect to the earth, to the divine feminine, the divine mother, and see what messages she has for us. So what messages do we need to know for today? 10th of January 2022, messages from Spirit, from Source, from Gaia, for the collective. What do we need to know? How can we best navigate the energies of today? I will later in the week do a reading for Mercury retrograde as well, to see what the energies are coming up for that. Okay, it's quite a big one because Pluto and Uranus are involved there too. So at the bottom of the deck, we've got the goddess of creation, transformation, creativity and wholeness. Okay, look at the bluey green energies there. That is really sort of remind me of this rooted plants in the water, just flowing and being receptive to the currents, transformation, the Plutonian energies, and also the Mercury sextile Chiron energies. So big times of transformation. Then we have loss, grief, sadness and resurrection. This has been coming up quite a lot just recently, I seem to recall, and ties in really for me with the retrograde energies. What are we letting go of? What do we not need to carry into 2022? And then yin yang, another card that's been coming up regularly. The energy is coming up regularly. That balancing the divine feminine, the divine masculine, creating harmony through balance, really sort of being in tune with everything, flowing with everything, trusting, relinquishing control. That's a big one, I think, at the moment. You know, often out in society we're told, make New Year's resolutions, get on it, you got to do it now, rush out there. And actually this year, the energy is not like that at all. It is really sort of reflective, and just, this period of just letting go of what we really don't need to carry forward. Okay. Just loving this blue and green. It's just opening my heart at the moment. Just this sense of flowing, of just trusting and just being like one of those plants under the surface of the water. That's how it's making me feel at the moment. So anyway, let's do some tarot. So it's Monday, so we're going to use the Mystic Monday deck to tune in to the energies. See what we've got going on. So what do we need to know for today? Monday the 10th of January 2022. Messages from Spirit for the collective, please. Card jumped out there. We'll put that to one side and see what it says when we do the spread. Oops. Okay, messages from Spirit for the collective for Monday the 10th of January 2022, please. So let's see where we are. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups. We have the Star. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the Emperor. We have the Five of Wands. And we have the Eight of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Swords. And the Four of Wands. And the Hierophant. And the the Three of Wands. cards that fell out. We had the Empress and we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, so we have the Empress and the Emperor out. This balancing these energies. And the other thing that jumped out at me straight away was just the colour of these three cards, the greens and the blues, which connected me to the goddess of creation. Okay, so this very sort of grounded, sort of earthy water energies, and also the goddess of creation connected to the Empress as well. So, and the Queen of Cups coming out with that as well. So let's have a look at the cards. So where we find ourselves today, okay, the Knight of Cups. The universe is offering us a gift. Okay, a gift of love, a message of self-healing, something or somebody coming in that's going to offer us a gift. Could be a proposal. Okay, lots of different possibilities. Okay, but as I said at the beginning about the Mercury sextile Chiron, tune in and listen. Be open to our feelings, our needs and our desires. Okay, in the Moon card position, the Moon ruling our intuition and our emotions and what's in the subconscious and what wants to come up from the subconscious, we have the Star. Okay, if we tune in, be open to these messages, can offer new hope, new opportunity, that inspirational spark that will carry us forward. The Mercury card, which is information, communication, the details, we get the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords usually is a figure being carried away in a boat, leaving behind difficult situations and moving to calmer seas and calmer waters, new horizons, leaving behind what we no longer need to carry forward with us. The Venus card, which is our values around love, money, relationships, beauty, harmony in our lives, we have the Ace of Pentacles. If we follow this advice and do this and are open, then it brings in a new opportunity in the physical world. Okay, a new thing to take forward, a new idea, a new energy, new values. Okay, we're in this Venus retrograde and we're reassessing our values around love and money and relationships and beauty, following on from the Sun conjunct Venus yesterday and the Moon, who yesterday was squaring the Sun and Venus and today squares Pluto, the stellium of planets in Capricorn. If we tune in, if we're awake, if we trust, something new can come up. Then the Sun card, which is our identity, our core strength and our vitality, and how we shine out in the world, we have the Queen of Wands. This is about sort of being in our power, being deeply rooted in the earth and being here and knowing our strength. If we know that, then sort of we can deal with these energies. Just being in our power. The Mars card, which is our actions, our will, our determination, our drive, creativity, we have the Emperor. And this is about self-mastery and again firm foundations, and as we become aware of our inner power and our strength and everything, then we gain self-mastery over ourselves. This is the being deeply rooted in the earth. Then the currents don't uproot us and carry us off. We can swim in these energies. The Jupiter card, hope, opportunities, good luck, good fortune, expansion, freedom, justice, liberation. We have the Five of Wands, and the Five of Wands is about strife and minor irritations, the little things, the small things. You know, they say don't stress the small things. The Five of Wands is the small things, and often we can get caught up in the small things, and it pulls us out of our energy, and we find ourselves adrift and out of balance. Again, we do this repeatedly, and the advice here is to not let the small stuff pull you off course. The Saturn card, which is the obstacles, limitations, restrictions in our life, responsibilities and commitments. We have the Eight of Wands. We're looking for swift resolution to what's going on. We feel uncomfortable in this energy. We might be having to dive deeper than we want to, or being asked to dive deeper. It might not be very comfortable for us. There could be those raw emotions or secrets or power dynamics coming up. We might not want to look at them. But they'll still be there, they'll still be coming up. At the bottom of the deck, the cards that came out, the bottom of the deck is the overall influences and things like that, the general currents for the day. We had the Seven of Swords coming out first of all. What do we not want to look at? Where are we lying to ourselves, or where are other people lying to you? What are you stealing from yourself? The Seven of Swords is often called the thief in the night card. How are you being sneaky? Are you trying to circumnavigate doing the work? Do you just want it to be over? And no, I don't want to listen to that. If we're strong enough and brave enough and stand in our power and have the self-mastery, then we can face this shadow side, this stuff coming up from the subconscious. And when we face it, it allows us to step through the portal. This is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands, the 1111 card. We step through into a new reality, a new phase of growth, and move on more in our power, more in our self-mastery. Part of the key to this is the Hierophant. Be a bridge between the spirit and the physical realms. 1 foot on the earth and 1 foot in heaven. This 3D and 5D reality. With the image I got of the plants, they're deeply rooted in the physical earth realms, but they're also connected in the water, in the collective subconscious. And it's there that we're connected to everybody, and we can see the bigger picture of things, and messages can come through if we're open to it. And then we get the Three of Wands, which is about what we want to manifest. Okay, again, this is this tuning in to our feelings and our needs and our desires. What is it that we want to manifest this year? What do we want to take forward? This is all deeply connected to being in our power and in self-mastery, and the new direction, the new thing we want to create. Okay, the two cards that jumped out, I said before, was the Empress and the Queen of Cups. So this again, this is looking at tuning into our intuition and our higher knowing, scrying. If you read the cards or you use oracles and things, maybe do a personal reading for yourself to find out sort of, you know, what you need to know. Even contact me for a personal reading. Talk more about that at the end of the reading. What is it that you want to create? It's knowing our energies and who we are, and then we can go out and create, because we're creating from who we are. We're in harmony with ourselves rather than sort of being at odds and ends or in conflict with who we really are. As we move into the age of Aquarius and things, it's really about coming from who you really are and then taking that out into the world in your own authenticity. And at the moment, we're breaking away from the old paradigms of how things used to work, how you were supposed to show up in society and out in the world. And those restrictions are being taken away and being reviewed and examined. And I think partly, especially the Venus energy, but also Mercury is also going to retrograde back into Capricorn and conjunct with Pluto 2 more times during this retrograde cycle. That it is really just tuning in what's really us, what is society's expectations of us. And I think right now is really a time of letting that go as much as we can and stepping into our authenticity, creating from our place of power, and maintaining a harmony between the masculine and the feminine, our intuitive self and our rational, logical self, and using those energies together to navigate this. As I say, we've got a few more weeks of swimming in this energy before we come out the other side at the beginning of February. But then I think it really, we're sorting through it all, putting it all back together in February. And then by the time we get to March, then sort of Venus and Mars will both enter Aquarius on the same day, the 5th of March. That is when this new authentic self actually really bursts through, just as spring will be doing at that time as well. Okay, so this next couple of months and everything, we're just really swimming in this energy and just letting go of the old and growing this new authentic self. When I say new, may have been working with it, growing it for the last few years. I definitely see my transformation going back to 2017 and the bigger picture going back to 2015 and 2014. I don't think there's ever a start point or an end point. It's just this constant evolution and moving in attunement or not with the planetary forces, with what we're here to do, with the evolution of humanity and of the planet, and just working with it. I can keep going back and go, oh yeah, and that point came from there, and that came back from there, and that came back from there. And I can see how year upon year I've grown and developed and just moved up the spiral with these energies as they've grown stronger. And I hope by what I do on this channel that I help you also to tune in and act as a catalyst for your own transformation at these times. So that's today's reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If it resonated with you, then please like, share and subscribe to the channel. One of my intentions for this year is to really grow the channel and form communities around all of this type of stuff and help people to transform into these new energies. If you'd like notifications of when I release readings, then click on the wiggly bell. And as I said earlier, if you'd like a personal reading from me, then please email me at the email address below this video in the description box. Have a wonderful day, and until next time, thank you.